Your Excellency, it's our pleasure to have the company of His Excellency Minister Wang Yi, the Foreign Minister of the People's Republic of China. And His Excellency arrived yesterday, and we used the opportunity of his being here to have bilateral discussions on a number of issues. This morning he went to pay a visit to the Kwame Nkrumah Mausoleum, and he's now here to pay a courtesy call on you this afternoon.
As the Foreign Minister indicated, this morning we paid our respects at the mausoleum of Dr. Nkrumah, the founding president of this country. We know that Pan-Africanism had played a historical role in the liberation and independence of African countries. And at present, the African Union, Ghana, and other African countries are adding new dimensions to Pan-Africanism. And under the banner of Pan-Africanism, you are making accelerated efforts towards the integration of African countries. As we understand it, the essence of Pan-Africanism is seeking self-independence, confidence, and strength. And the goal is to seek the unity, development, and rejuvenation of Africa. This is in line with the direction this continent is taking and the trend of the present era in the world. The essence of Pan-Africanism is totally in keeping with what the Chinese nation have been trying to do to strengthen ourselves and to always strive forward. And in our African brothers' effort to achieve renaissance, let me reiterate that China will always stand firmly by your side. That visit took place exactly 50 years ago in January 1964. And this also reminds us of the deep traditional friendship that has been existing between China and Ghana. The traditional friendship between China and Ghana is the most valuable asset for both sides, and it is the most important advantage for further carrying forward our relationship. At the present time, we do have new advantages. That is, the economies of Ghana and China are highly complementary, and on that basis, we are carrying out mutually beneficial practical cooperation. And this provides a good foundation and prospects for the furtherance of our bilateral relationship. With regard to illegal gold mining, both of our governments take this issue very seriously, and we are working actively to address it. As Your Excellency rightly put it, we hope to make this a positive area of our bilateral cooperation. So China shares that sentiment. We hope that through close coordination between our two sides, cooperation in this area will be more standardized and sustainable and environment friendly. China is definitely working in that direction. Yesterday, I exchanged views with Her Excellency the Foreign Minister and other ministers on many important issues. And we believe it's important to recognize the two important advantages in our relationship: the traditional friendship on the one hand and the practical cooperation on the other. This is something unique to the relationship between China and Ghana, something that other major countries do not enjoy in their bilateral relationships. If our two sides can better combine and leverage these two important advantages, that is to say, we must further push forward our practical cooperation on the basis of our traditional friendship, and we must use our practical cooperation to give new substance to our traditional friendship. If we can do so, then we can make sure that the friendly relations and cooperation between China and Ghana will be longer lasting and more sustainable and deliver more practical benefits to the people in both countries, especially the people of Ghana. The cooperation between China and Ghana is the result of joint efforts of both sides, from our leaderships down to the people. And in China, especially the new government of China attaches a great deal of importance to advancing our friendly relations with Ghana. And in Ghana, since Your Excellency took office, and including the time when Your Excellency was the Vice President of this country, you have shown enormous commitment to this relationship. You have made a lot of efforts to advance it and made your valuable contribution to its progress. So it's very important for us that going forward, we will continue to count on Your Excellency's guidance and support for the development of this relationship. So today is an important opportunity for me to directly hear Your Excellency's views, which I will report directly to President Xi Jinping. I understand you've met with my president back in 2010 when you were the vice president and he was the vice president of China. And at the present time, you are the president of Ghana and he's become the president of China. But your friendship dates back a long time. I will report your views directly to him.
Thank you so much. Let me take the opportunity to congratulate President Xi Jinping on his swearing in as the chairman, as the president of China, and to remember the occasions that we met. We had very good conversations and we developed a good relationship. And I want to congratulate him and the people of China. I also want to congratulate the people of China on the recent high-level conference that was held to carry out the reforms in terms of China's economic progress. I think that China continues to be an inspiration to the rest of the developing world. China's example of having been able to create the largest movement of people out of poverty is an example to us that we can also replicate it in our countries. We also appreciate the solidarity that China continues to express with the developing world. China describes itself as a developing country and in international fora has always championed the cause of the developing and oppressed people of the world. And with the economic progress that China has made, it continues to extend a hand to the rest of the developing world, especially to Africa. At the last forum on China-Africa Cooperation FOCAC, China pledged 20 billion to development in Africa, and we want to express appreciation for that. And coming to the specific relation between Ghana and China, Minister Wang has so expertly recounted the historical relations between our two countries, from our first president, President Nkrumah, the relationship he had with Chairman Mao, and Prime Minister Chu Enlai, and the historical establishment of relations from 1960 between Ghana and China. Since then, we've maintained and exchanged high-level visits between our two countries. And in 2010, my predecessor, Professor Tamils, visited China on the occasion of the 50th anniversary of relations between Ghana and China. I myself have had the opportunity to visit China several times as Vice President, and on several occasions I met with President Xi Jinping, then Vice President, and I also had the honor to witness the signing ceremony of the first subsidiary agreements of the CDB loan facility. And as Minister Wang has just said, there should be a combination of both traditional friendship and also economic and investment cooperation between two countries to create a solid partnership. And that's what we've been doing together with China. China happens to be our biggest bilateral creditor in terms of economic cooperation. And the areas of our cooperation have been in some of the most critical areas. Just recently, about 3 weeks to a month ago, at the close of last year, I had the privilege to commission the Bui hydroelectric project, which is contributing another 400 megawatts to Ghana's electricity generation. Before the end of this year, I would have the opportunity to commission the expansion of the Pong water treatment project, which will add another 40 million gallons of water supply to Accra and surrounding communities. All these and many others that I cannot mention are a symbol of the economic cooperation between our two countries. And it is our desire to continue to strengthen that cooperation. You've been meeting with our team, and I'm sure that you've gone into detailed discussion on some of the issues that we are concerned about. And I know that they've discussed the CDB project with you, and we're expecting that a team will come and that will be able to iron out the issues that are stalling the disbursement of that particular facility. And if I talk about it is because between friends, we must be able to communicate on issues of concern between the two of us. The CDB was a very good facility, and indeed it's going to lead to the transformation of our country. One of the major investments is in the processing of gas to supply our thermal plants with gas for energy. And the slow disbursement has delayed the project beyond the period that we had hoped that it would be delivered. And that's why we are concerned about it, because that's one of the many critical projects that will help the transformation of Ghana in terms of energy supply. In addition, we continue to pay commitment fees on the entire $3 billion loan when disbursement is just about $600 million or thereabouts. And so it's becoming very difficult to account, to keep our books in order in terms of accounting for the commitment fees we continue to pay when we have not disbursed the loan as expeditiously. And so we're very anxious to have that matter dealt with. And so we're looking anxiously to the CDB team, and we'll engage in discussions with them. And I know that in the spirit of the relationship between Ghana and China, we'll be able to resolve the issues and be able to move that particular project forward. Ambassador Gong has been a very worthy ambassador of your country, and he's been a good friend of Ghana, and we are sad to see him go. But we hope that whoever replaces him would be a worthy replacement and continue the good work that he has done. We've continued to engage in discussions with him to see how we can smoothen out the little challenge we had in the area of illegal small-scale mining. And I believe that that is another area in which we can positively cement the relations between our two countries. We're looking to review our small-scale mining sector so that it can be both profitable to our economic growth, but then at the same time preserve our environment in order not to destroy the forest and the vegetation that we have. And in the discussions I've had with Ambassador Gong and subsequent discussions that the Chinese embassy here has been having with our Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources, I'm sure that we would be able to present a project proposal which would look at the small-scale mining sector and see how to reform it in order that it's able to make a contribution to Ghana's economic growth, and at the same time to remove the adverse effects that illegal mining has had on our environment. And finally, I'll take the opportunity to thank the people of China for the friendship and the solidarity in terms of the grants and other facilities that you have extended to us. Several grants have been extended over the years. The National Theatre in Ghana is also a symbol of our friendship. It was built by the Republic of China free of charge for Ghana, and then at the same time we also had assistance to build the new headquarters of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs after the former headquarters got burned, and that building is in full use by our Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and I'm sure you had the opportunity to visit, and it's a very beautiful building. That also stands as a symbol of cooperation between us, so I want to express appreciation through you to all the people of China. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy your stay here.
谢谢。